What haunts the forest of Dow Hill? In 2011, 5 tourists ventured into the ominous trees. Only 4 returned. The 5th was found lifeless, his journal revealing a sinister secret. He could hear the soft footsteps of a child stalking him. This isn't the first tale from Dow Hill. Since the 1800s, whispers tell of strange occurrences. Echoing footsteps, shadows that vanish when approached. Locals call it Death Road. Imagine walking in a forest where bodies inexplicably appear. 57 bodies discovered since 1910. Some deaths attributed to exposure or animal attacks, but many remain unsolved, in positions that chill the spine. Even British soldiers feared the forest, claimed 94-year-old Ram Dorji. Dow Hill, once a colonial paradise, is now India's 3rd most haunted site, hidden beneath dense trees and perpetual fog. Deep within this darkness lurks the infamous Headless Boy. Local lore says he follows travelers, his soft footsteps creating a terrifying presence. Do you dare to walk alone? They say, if you hear footsteps behind you, never look back. Listen closely. Those who do meet the horror of a child's form ending at the neck. Who was this Headless Boy? Victim of tragic accidents or colonial execution? Legends say he was a student from Victoria Boys High School. Ghostly laughter echoes through empty corridors. Could it be him? Encountering the Headless Boy leads to a spiral of despair. What happens when you confront the unexplainable? Take Rajiv Sharma, a photographer who entered Dow Hill for a story. His journal began with skepticism, but soon transformed into a chronicle of horror. The footsteps don't stop, even in my hotel room, he wrote. Days later, he couldn't escape this haunting presence. His final words, "It won't let me go." Dr. Meera Kapoor, who treated those afflicted by the forest's curse, saw a pattern: anxiety, paranoia, and suicidal thoughts. Mass hysteria possibly drives these tales. Visitors expect the supernatural, reshaping their reality. But what of the skeptics? Chemical molds, low-frequency sounds, could they explain the encounters? Or are ancient spirits tethered to this forest? 7 recorded suicides since 1990, each indicating a relentless pursuit by the same entity. The doubters question if folklore serves a purpose. Does it boost tourism? Yet these tales continue to echo through Kurseong. Is Dow Hill Forest a gateway to the past? Perhaps it's a reflection of our deepest fears. Here, mysteries thrive. What do you believe? Are these chilling legends rooted in truth, or just stories spun in the dark? Dare to explore, and you might just leave a part of yourself behind. What are you really afraid of? Dive into the shadows and discover the truth. Could you face the Headless Boy? What will your footsteps say? As night falls, the forest transforms. The dense canopy of trees becomes a labyrinth, each path twisted and dark. The air thickens with tension, and the temperature drops, as if the forest itself is inhaling. Wandering souls tell of feeling watched, a gaze that pierces through the fog. Some have reported visions, fleeting glimpses of a boy in tattered clothing, his eyes hollow and pleading. They say he seeks something lost, a tether to the world he once knew. The haunting presence of the Headless Boy is not merely a story. It is a reality for those who dare to step into the forest. Local guides warn of the dangers, recounting tales of those who ventured too far and never returned. Their names now etched into the folklore of Dow Hill. Each year, curious adventurers flock to the forest, driven by a mixture of fear and fascination. The thrill of the unknown calls to them, but many leave with a sense of unease, as if the forest has claimed a part of their soul. Could it be that those who hear the child's footsteps are marked forever, haunted by memories that creep into their dreams? The forest seems to whisper secrets, beckoning those who listen closely. Stories of lost children, forgotten tragedies, and restless spirits intertwine, creating a tapestry of despair that envelops Dow Hill. The locals have their own ways of coping. Some perform rituals, lighting candles to appease the spirits that linger. Others share their stories around fires, creating a sense of community in the face of fear. Yet, there are those who dismiss the tales as mere superstition, clinging to logic and reason. They conduct investigations, armed with cameras and sound equipment, determined to capture evidence of the supernatural. But the forest remains elusive, revealing its secrets only to those who truly believe. As the sun dips below the horizon, shadows deepen, and the air grows thick with anticipation. Those brave enough to stay the night report a transformation in the atmosphere. The forest comes alive with sounds, rustling leaves, distant whispers, and the unmistakable sound of footsteps. Some claim to have seen faint lights flickering between the trees, ghostly figures dancing in the darkness, as if mocking the living. Each encounter leaves a mark, a reminder that Dow Hill is not just a forest, but a living entity, one that thrives on fear and curiosity. It is said that the Headless Boy seeks companionship, eternally searching for the warmth of human connection. Those who have felt his presence describe a chill that runs down their spine, an overwhelming sense of sorrow that grips their heart. They hear him calling, a soft voice echoing through the trees, drawing them deeper into the shadows. In the depths of Dow Hill, the boundary between the living and the dead blurs. The stories intertwine, creating an intricate web of history and horror. What really happened to those who vanished? Were they taken by the forest, or did they simply lose their way? Perhaps they became part of the legend themselves, forever wandering the paths of Dow Hill. The forest holds many secrets, some better left undiscovered. Those who choose to investigate must tread carefully, for the line between curiosity and obsession is thin. As the tales of the Headless Boy continue to circulate, new stories emerge, each more chilling than the last. An artist who tried to capture the forest on canvas found his brushstrokes filled with dread, unable to complete a single piece. A couple on their honeymoon reported hearing laughter at night, only to find their room empty, the echoes of the past lingering like an unwelcome guest. And yet, the allure of Dow Hill remains strong. There is a magnetic pull that draws people in, a desire to confront the unknown. Can you resist the temptation? Will you heed the stories or become a part of them? As you stand at the edge of the forest, take a moment to listen. The trees seem to whisper your name, inviting you to step into their embrace. But be warned, once you enter, there is no turning back. The Headless Boy awaits, and he may not be the only one watching. Are you ready to unveil the mysteries of Dow Hill? What will you discover in the shadows? Will you emerge unscathed, or will the forest claim you as its own? The choice is yours, but remember, in Dow Hill, reality and legend intertwine, and the truth may be more terrifying than you ever imagined.